What's up, everybody? It's Soren Baker.
Amir, Rahimi.
And this week on The Great Debaters, getting into some Cypress Hill. Alright, Amir, so we're back here on The Great Debaters. As always, everybody, please hit that subscribe button. It's right down there. It's free, as y'all know. Also, you can hit us on Cash App if you want to support us that way. Unique Access ENT. But please, be sure to subscribe, like our content, share it, talk about it, be about it, each one, teach one. We appreciate your guys' support getting us this far. Now, today for The Great Debaters, we're picking our top 3 cuts. Cypress Hill's eponymous debut album. It came out in 1991. So, Amir, what were your thoughts when you were first getting into this one?
So, I have to admit, I did cheat a little bit. Or, I didn't really cheat, but I went out of order with Cypress Hill's discography. I just remember when I was in middle school, I picked up Black Sunday because it was just on the shelves. And I remember hearing Insane in the Membrane like all the time on, just anywhere, really. That song was just everywhere. When I was in middle school, still to this day, I'm sure in the 90s, just everywhere. But I picked that up and I listened to it, and it wasn't until a few years later which I picked up their debut, just titled Cypress Hill. And, the first thing that really stuck out to me was just DJ Muggs' production. Obviously, I heard it on Black Sunday, but just hearing, and getting into their discography as the albums go on, to see DJ Muggs' just evolution, really, is just incredible. One of the greats. He's still putting out music today. In the 2020s, 2021s. And anyways, to start off with this album, the first track that comes on is Pigs. That's also my first pick. I find it very interesting how track 1 is a diss to the police, and also throughout their catalog they do have a few more songs like this, and especially lyrics like this. And Be Real, man, I really like how it's not even multiple verses. It's really just one verse, but Be Real really just does a great job of talking about some cops he's encountered, cops that he's seen on TV, cops that he knows that his homies and friends and acquaintances have had certain encounters with. And he doesn't just diss police in the song, he also does shout out cool cops in one of the bars too. But I do like how he is giving examples of certain police encounters. There's one that's going to be eating donuts while your home's getting robbed. There's one that's selling crack, but, he got caught, so now he's going to go to prison, and there's going to be people in line to give him the business, if you know what he means. So, there's just, multiple lyrics of Be Real, showing, humor with reality, with experiences, so it's all pretty much mixed in. I think DJ Muggs' production on this song is awesome, too. I think it does a good job of preparing for what the production is going to sound like on the album and DJ Muggs' production style. And a lot of people had also heard him with 783 prior, but Cypress Hill would obviously be the group that he's known for today, more than other groups. But anyways, Pigs is my track number 1. I thought it was great.
That's also going to be one of my picks because of the things you mentioned, but I also like the fact that Cypress Hill, this album, has a lot of great lyrics and great performances, but this is one where it's more on a topic and a subject that's more specific than the general kind of rap stuff that we get on a lot of the album. Not, of course, all of it, but this one I liked because of the focus, and it was just a jarring song to hear right off the bat, and the police scanner and all these different effects that Muggs put in, and then just Be Real's distinctive voice. I had heard their singles before the album, so when I got it and I just pressed play, I was just like, what is going on? It just took you into this world that kind of matched what you see on the cover, which is this mystery, this dark, this kind of hazy, what's going on in the world thing. And I just think Pigs, it's just phenomenal. And Muggs, as we see later, Muggs' influence stretched out to so many different producers, from RZA to Alchemist, and on and on and on and on and on. They get a lot of that, I think, from this album, and that dusted style of music, man. It's just amazing, and Pigs is one of the best examples of that on the project, and I just think it's immaculate song. It's amazing. And then, of course, given at this point in 1991, we'd seen a lot of songs about corrupt police or bad police. So for them to continue it, but then to do it in a distinctive way, I also thought was refreshing. It wasn't just like a standard approach to looking at the epidemic of police brutality in the hoods of America. So I thought it was amazing. All right, what's your second pick?
Yeah, and I forgot to even mention like Be Real's voice on that instrumental was just, it really brought a lot out of the instrumental too. I thought they paired well together. Moving on to my next pick, which also follows suit with that comment, would be How I Could Just Kill a Man, which is next track 2. Man, this is one of those ones that this and Insane and Membrane really remind me of. They both remind me of each other. But How I Could Just Kill a Man is even like more raw and you know gangster or whatever you want to call it than Insane and Membrane. But this song is just amazing. I've heard this, and this is another one that I'd heard many times before I'd picked up the album. So when I bought it, I was like, oh yeah, this sounds familiar. But man, the production on this is incredible. I really love, and this is a song which birthed a sample from Redman's Time for Some Action, which I love. I also love how Redman, they sampled this track because it's just so incredible for multiple reasons. I like Send Dog on here, the beat on here. It just shows, DJ Muggs isn't gonna just settle for a loop when he finds that he's gonna add to the beat, subtract from the beat, he's going to make the beat work for him. He's not getting controlled by the beat. He's actually producing here. And that's what we see throughout DJ Muggs' production catalog, and kind of what Soren was saying, where you hear the influence that will later become like with the Alchemists or the RZAs and so many producers that we can talk about. I think a lot of them probably use this as a staple for sure. This album, and How I Could Just Kill a Man is one of those instances where I feel like a lot of people heard it and a lot of people got put on a Cypress Hill. And also I like the music video too for this one. Shout out Ice Cube in there too. It's a great song, man. This is one of the ones that when I see this album I have to play it. Man.
Yeah, How I Could Just Kill a Man is also one of my picks, and on the production side of thing, I think it's interesting because with De La Soul is Dead, if you look at How I Could Just Kill a Man, two of the sample elements, the drums and the dun, 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 if you listen to that, those are used differently on De La Soul is Dead for far less violent or maniacal purposes than How I Could Just Kill a Man. But that just shows the beauty to me of production, whether it's how De La Soul used it, separated it, used it on different songs and in different ways, or we see how Muggs uses the samples in a different way for a much different effect. And to me, that's the genius of rap production and the brilliance of how the producers navigate these sounds and styles and use them to accentuate what their group does and how they approach stuff. So production wise and sonically, I just thought it was genius, distinctive, and it really was striking coming out compared to everything else that was really going on in 1991. And it gave a different sound of what, it launched in the whole Soul Assassins thing, but it also gave a different sound for what we heard or what we were hearing from LA, from what Dr. Dre was doing, what DJ Quick was doing, what Compton's Most Wanted was doing, etc., what King T was doing. It was this Cypress Hill was just a whole different sound, yet it still fit into West Coastness, I guess you would say. So, and then Be Real and Send Dog. I like, Send Dog I think doesn't get enough shine, especially for the earlier Cypress Hill stuff, because he brings a lot of character and panache to his verses and his performances and a lot of energy, all of which I think is great and highly underrated. So I think that we gotta always make sure to shine a little light on Send Dog too, because he definitely delivers when it's his time on the mic. So that's my second pick. Amir, what's your third?
Third pick, this is weird. I don't know if we've done this before. Maybe we have. We've done a lot of these videos, but all three of my picks are tracks 1 through 3. So Hand on the Pump is my third pick. Another really, really, really great song, and this is an interesting one because I had recently found out that Be Real didn't even write the whole song. Brett Bolden from 7A3 actually wrote the hook and, you know, the first verse and some of the second verse or something to that effect, and then Be Real wrote the rest. So DJ Mugdash said this in an interview, so I was like, okay, well, this is confirmed. And I just thought that was interesting too, and this is another thing that I think it's very important for, just because I see in a lot of things online when I'm looking at people talking about hip-hop, and particularly with like artists like Dr. Dre or, you know, even, you know, just other people, they'll basically say like, oh, well, this person's not really a rapper because they don't write their lyrics or whatever. But back in these days, when people were actually in the studio making the music together, writing together, having creative input from whether it be friends, artists, the producer, whoever, everyone's kind of contributing a little to that song. And that's just pretty awesome that Brett was contributing ideas, and then it got made into this awesome song, which would be Hand on the Pump. And then you hear that chorus, and it's just incredible. That chorus, to me, is super, super catchy. Artists have borrowed, you know, the style of that chorus, the lyrics from that chorus, and I also love the la 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 la. Like, dude, it's just so catchy. A great song, and like I said, I just really enjoy, and you can really tell when artists are in the studio together, bouncing ideas off each other, recording, you know, their verses back to back, whatever, as opposed to when they're, you know, emailing their verses or whatever they're doing. Because I feel like on this album especially, and other albums that we've talked about in recent weeks on The Great Debaters, you can really tell the chemistry and all that stuff when they're making this music and these albums, and it's just a whole like magical feeling, which we hear on Hand on the Pump as well as the Cypress Hill album and their catalog. But I think that's one important thing to mention when talking about Hand on the Pump. And then Be Real's verse, you know, that he did on his own, he also does great at following with the original theme and concept. He didn't try and carry it off and make it something else, you know. It was just like a great finished product on this track.
I agree. That's also my third pick.
Oh, wow.
And it's rare that Amir and I have this exact same three, but it's also rare that, like Amir was saying, that they're the first three songs on the album, because to me, this album is thorough from start to finish. But the first four, it's just so powerful. And I just, like the chorus, just everything about this song is amazing. And like Amir was saying, the la la la, but I like the fact that this is super hardcore gangster stuff, but they're like singing the chorus, and that also impressed me, threw me off, and like startled me all at the same time. And I just think that when you're able to do something that's unexpected, and at this point in 1991, I've been listening to rap for, you know, a super long time, and I'd listened to basically almost everything that had ever come out in rap. And the fact that Cypress Hill was able to, with Hand on the Pump, Pigs, How I Could Just Kill a Man, and really the rest of the album, is surprise you and take you in different places, like a De La Soul did, like a NWA did, like a Schoolie D did, like a Ice-T did, like a Boogie Down Productions or Public Enemy. These type of super important, super significant groups, they have the ability to change the direction of the music, to change how you think about the music. And that's why it lasts to today. You know, this album came out in 1991. It's 2021. We're still talking about it. And that just shows the power of songs like Hand on the Pump, Hole in the Head, Pigs, How I Could Just Kill a Man. You know, it's just amazing. And it really sonically took you to this different world, a different section of Los Angeles, I guess you could say. And that's why I just think this album is phenomenal, and why those are my top three picks. So you guys got my top three picks, you got Amir's. Hit us up in the comment section, let us know what you guys think. And as always, please subscribe to Unique Access Entertainment, help us out, and we'll look forward to hearing what you guys think about Cypress Hill. I'm Soren Baker.
Amir Rahimi.
The Great Debaters, y'all.
Be sure to check out the History of Gangster Rap by Soren Baker. He's official.
History of Gangster Rap features exclusive interviews with Ice-T, Snoop Dogg, MC Ren, the D.O.C, and dozens of others. The History of Gangster Rap, a definitive look at how Los Angeles changed rap forever.
In Los Angeles,
the streets definitely set the tone of the hip hop music.
At 19, I got a $50,000 car.
My whole angle always was, I'll be street, but I will always tell you the horrors that go along with this life.
There will be penalties and casualties for just wearing the wrong color in somebody's neighborhood.
And once gangster rap made it from the streets to the TV, the genre exploded.
With Sound 5 on your MTV back with NWA.
Yo MTV, it just catapulted us from being local heroes to national gangbang rappers.
The history of gangster rap discusses it all from 1980 up till today.
It's always gonna be shit happening in the streets. You know what I mean? So it's always gonna be something to talk about.
The history of gangster rap in stores now.